weekend is upon us. That means another edition of Racing to Win. Welcome to the show where we preview Sha Tin on Sunday, a 10-race program. Slightly earlier start time too. We're taking a race from Japan, so we'll preview those times that the races get underway shortly. Firstly though, welcome the boys. Tom Wood, Nick Child here. And Nick, what is the highlights of Sunday?
Well, yeah, no, I think there's plenty, Mark, to be honest. I must say, this is a cracking card, actually. Some really good races coming up. Obviously, there is a Class 1 on the programme. That comes up early, but some very intriguing new horses to Hong Kong, which we're always very intrigued to see.
There is a lot of first starters, Tom. Some have raced overseas, some haven't on them, and also the jackpots. Hello to you.
Yeah, there's 15 first starters through the course of the meeting, Mark, so plenty to look forward to there. A few have certainly raced, as you've mentioned, in the back half of the programme, and of course in the early part there's 2 races with at least 4 debutants in them each, so plenty to sort of digest there, and there's quite a bit coming through the jackpots as well in terms of the 6-up and also the triple trio.
Plenty of reasons to get involved. Just before we go on with the meeting on Sunday, a week on Sunday is the last Group 1 of the season in Hong Kong. It's the Champions and Chater Rebels Romance is a welcome addition to the race. Nick zoomed in with his rider, William Buick.
It's a great that that we're sending such a good horse over as well. You know, he's already a well-travelled horse. Obviously, he's never been to Hong Kong before, so it will be a new experience for him. But no, it's great that we're coming over there with him, and you know, he's certainly coming over there of a very nice win in Dubai.
Just let's touch upon him, William, if we may. I mean, he's been a wonderful horse for obviously Godolphin and yourself. And just having a look at his record, he's won 12 from 18. You've won 10 on him. Now, the first question I wanted to ask is, have you won 10 on any other horse? Because I don't suppose you have you? Perhaps.
Well, I mean, I didn't know I had 10 winners on Rebels Romance, but no, I can't think of any horse I've won 10 or more on. So that's for sure. But no, that's yeah. Look, he's been super consistent. Obviously, he's a 6-year-old now, and you know, dare I say it, he's probably as good as ever. So you know, he's been handled great by Charlie and the team. And it's wonderful when these horses do stay in training till they are this age.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I guess, William, what you need, I mean, Godolphin do it so well, of course, given they are such a big operation. But when you do travel horses, you need a certain type of horse. And having a look at this guy's CV, I mean, Dubai, Germany, the UK, America, Qatar, now Hong Kong, he must just have a great constitution and a great attitude. Yes,
he does. And what's interesting about him as well, if you go back far enough in his form, you see as a 3-year-old, he actually won the UAE Derby on dirt, and he won the 2000 Guineas Trial on dirt in Dubai before that as well. So he's an incredibly versatile horse. It's not many horses who can who have been as effective as he has on dirt and turf. It's quite rare to see. Obviously now, you know, he's a turf horse, but he has encountered dirt before, which just proves his versatility. Yeah, he's also versatile as in regards to tactics, which is always very helpful. You know, because I know as well as anybody that you know, when you do come to Hong Kong, it's a place where you take nothing for granted. You know, it's incredibly tough. I always find that the local horses on home soil are always tough to beat, and you know, we are certainly going over there with plenty of respect for the opposition. What will probably help, hopefully, is Rebels Romance's sort of versatile run style.
No, absolutely. And it's interesting you say that. Sort of leads me on to my next question, in the sense that, I mean, his win in the Shima Classic was mightily impressive, and obviously there was a slight change of tack there in the sense that you sort of made a bit more use of him. But I mean, he was able to dominate what was a very, very classy field.
Yeah, that started in Qatar really, when he won the 1.5-mile race there, and that was a good field. You know, there was a couple of good Japanese horses, horses from UK and Ireland, and a couple of locals. So, and he jumped out and made the run in that day. So that's something that I don't think he had ever done before, and he proved effective. So you know, he sort of it's unusual really to have a horse who can do it from every way. And as you saw in the Shima Classic, he just settled in behind the leader from a wide gate, and he quickened up to win well. So you know, that night it was a high class field. You know, you had you know, top notches from Japan. Obviously August Rodin. I mean, the good Japanese filly Liberty Island, who ran so close to Equinox in the Japan Cup last year. So, you know, it was a real international Group 1 full of superstars. So that was probably his sort of, apart from the Breeders' Cup Turf when he won when he was a 4-year-old, it was probably his best performance. And he's had a nice break since. He looks fantastic. I saw him at home yesterday. He looked great, and you know, fingers crossed he will ship over well. And you know, like I touched on earlier, you always need things to go your way when you come to Hong Kong.
That's William's iPad talking about Rebels Romance, Nick, and the horses he's been beating. Fair to say the locals need to be quite a bit concerned and shaking in their boots.
Yeah, look, I think so. Look, and with all due respect to every horse in the race, I mean, you know, he's a class horse, this guy. Like, he's won a Breeders' Cup, he's won that Shima Classic, he's travelled the globe almost. He's probably got more stamps in his passport than any of us three. So, look, he's a proper horse, Tom, and yeah, they'll need to be on their A game to beat him.
Yeah, and he's raced in some very strong Group 1 races. You look where he's been around the world, to the likes of America, and won the Breeders' Cup Turf there, going back to May of 2022, and he's gone on since then and performed in some top races. So I think he'll go around a short price favourite next weekend.
Champions and Chater on the 26th, but closer to that is Sha Tin Racing on the 19th, and they line up this way for meeting number 73 of the season, all on the turf. C+3 12:45 start time for the opener. The two races we focus on: the third, the Class 1 over the 1400, and the Class 3 race number 10. The third, small field here, Healthy Happy, 3-time winner, course and distance. Taj Dragon, he ran 6th in the Champions Mile last start. Packing Treadmill has his third go over 1400 metres. At Tullabegill's, a 2-time course and distance winner. Wonder Kit to Class 1 for the first time. That was a huge win by Supreme Lucky last time. He won't cover ground this week. He comes from gate 12 right down to gate 1, Tom. And Healthy Happy goes straight to his favourite role.
Yeah, he will. There's not going to be a great deal of tempo on in this race, and he's the logical leader really here, isn't he? Healthy Happy. The other one that can go forward is Packing Treadmill. He led last start, but you'd say he'd probably let the speed go with Healthy Happy and get into a trailing position. The other horse that does like to go forward as well is Wonder Kid. He is horse number 5 in the race, Wonder Kid, so he shouldn't be too far away, and no doubt Tullabegil to settle at the rear of the field.
Our early focus for race number 3 is Packing Treadmill and his rider, Lyle Hewitson. Lyle, 9 rides on Packing Treadmill this season for 7 top 4 finishes. Have you ridden too many more consistent than he is?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, you know, and he just keeps coming every time and puts in a good performance regardless of track, trip or class. So he's a wonderful horse to ride. I would say he's mostly straightforward as well, and just gives such an honest effort, so it's a pleasure to ride him.
Beaten last time, but it's hard to hold off a promising horse like Kaying Rising when he's only got 119 pounds on his back.
Yeah, and Kaying Rising is probably a top-class horse, one of the future horses here in Hong Kong. So we went down on our shield, and I thought the fact that he got tackled and put to bed at the top of the straight, he had every right to sort of lay down from there on. But, you know, being the genuine horse he is, he fought on and held on to that second place. So it was actually a commendable run, and like you say, giving weight away. There was a lot to like about it, and he just tries his best.
Small field this week, is that a good thing for a horse like Packing Treadmill?
Yeah, well, it just makes things a little bit easier because he races better when he's forward. So, you know, it just makes less obstacles in the way, and then on top of that we got a good draw as well. So he's got a lot of things in his favour. He's one of the horses that's pretty well in at the weights, being that extended class. So yeah, a lot of things to like.
And you've got no concerns going back to the 1400?
I've actually been looking forward to try him over 14 again. It'll just give him more time to travel sweetly for longer mid-race. Because because he, like I said, he likes to go forward, so you put a bit of pressure on him, and then over the 12 they manage to keep going with you and pressure the whole way. Whereas over the 40 I might just get a bit more time to breathe, you know, whether that's in front, second, third or fourth, it's not too much of a worry. So looking forward to this trip.
There's another horse in the race you know well. He's also been very good to you, Wonder Kid.
Yeah, it was a toss-up for me, but just at the weights and that I decided to side with the honest old boy. Both of them pretty honest, to be fair, but yeah, I just think I'll take the chance on Packing Treadmill, and hopefully we've chosen the right one.
Race 3 and number 3, Packing Treadmill. We move on though, Tom, to the Champions Mile for Taj Dragon. This was back at the end of April. He is a horse that does love racing over the 1400 metres, and Les Wong takes a claim. He is a 5-time course and distance winner.
Yeah, so back to the 1400 metres really is going to suit this 5-year-old. He raced 3 back on the fence last time out, and I thought he stayed on well enough behind Beauty Eternal. He was comprehensively beaten though, Nick, 5 lengths, but he's failed a couple of times in a mile. This is his go, the 1400 metres, and the claim brings him right into calculation.
Yeah, he's won half his starts over course and distance, so 5 wins from the 10, obviously, and also big ride this for Ellis Wong, really. I mean, it's a class one, it's a good quality one, and there's a bit of responsibility there for the young man.
This is what he's done, Nick, at his last 10 meetings.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I said it on air a couple of race meetings ago that, you know, for me, he's really sort of starting to come of age now, and, you know, the more experience he's garnered, he's obviously improving all the time. So, yeah, he's running some nice races, Tom, at the moment. Yeah,
and obviously he was very green and raw when he came here and kicked off for Alice, but it's good to see him get that natural improvement through the course of the season. He's done a good job in the back half.
He has. He's been racking up the wins very regularly. Off we go to a race 625 now, Nick, with Wonder Kit running second. He's run his usual very honest race. Supreme Lucky was huge, and Atella Begil ends up making ground from the back. So we roll it from the 600, and you can see the work that Supreme Lucky's doing at this stage.
Yeah, this was a decent win from this horse. Look, he's always been a nice horse, hasn't he? I mean, he's had 15 goes now for 5 wins. That's a pretty decent record, all things considered. And this is on a yielding track as well. So he certainly won't mind a slightly better condition should he get it at the weekend. But look, I think you can make a bit of a case for all 3 of them, actually. I mean, his win was good. Wonder Kit's obviously run a nice race there, and you know, this might just prove a little bit tough for him. And well, Atella Begil, Tom, he's also you know, shown up in the grade before.
Yeah, well, he was a long way back in this race, Atella Begil, and he's made up a whole stack of ground on the inside for Hugh Bowman. Zach Purton's riding this week for David Hall, so I thought there was a fair bit to like about the run from him, and he's obviously 10 pounds better off in the handicap as well. So I think he's a big player. The winner there was very good. Weather conditions this weekend as well, Mark, looking a little iffy.
Exactly right. So you might need to have a look at the yielding track form. Now, the Jockeys Premiership, Tom's all done. Zach's home there. The Trainers Premiership is alive and kicking.
Certainly is. 58 plays 55 for Pierre Rung and Francis Loy. You see on the right-hand side there that Francis had a lot less runners than Pierre has through the course of the season. Very consistent, both of the trainers across the placings as well, Nick. But there's the worm graph back again, and back by popular demand. It's getting very tight at the end now.
It is. Look, there's not a great deal between both Pierre and Francis there, so I think it's going to be a great tussle towards the end of the season. And well, may the best man win, as they say.
Exactly. They're starting to look like mating worms now, aren't they? They're getting so close.
This is not Discovery.
Right, we'll bring in Attenborough to voice it next time we use the worm graph. Back to race number 3. Who do you like, Tom?
I've gone with, in this race, number 3. That is Packing Treadmill. I think here over the 1400 metres, he can get the upper hand here for Lyle Hewitson and Francis Loy. Hasn't won for a wee while. He has won this season, but it was earlier on. And of course, when he did win over the 1400 metres last season, it was from a wide draw of barrier number 12. So 3 Packing Treadmill, 4 Atella Begil goes in. I think they're the main 2. Taj Dragon and Supreme Lucky, even though he's 4 pounds out of the handicap here, the lightweight brings him into calculation here, up in grade into Class 1 with a good draw at Matthew Poon and Danny Shum. 3, 4, 2 and 6.
Yeah, also gone the 3 here, Packing Treadmill. Been a big fan of this fellow for a little while now, and look, this is a nice race. Look, it's going to be a trappy little race, only a small field, but he's more than capable of winning it. Taj Dragon goes in for second. Supreme Lucky gets his chance, and so too Wonder Kit. 3, 2, 6, 5.
It's all about Packing Treadmill in the 3rd race at Sha Tin on Sunday. We break here on Racing to Win. Plenty more right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. Before we get to the last on Members' Day at Sha Tin, it is time, Tom, for the last run reminder. And Captain Win. He could have been the last run reminder for about his last 20 starts, but he still struggles to get past the post in front.
He's not won for a long time. Mark has Captain Win. He's down on a rating of 61, 910 days since he's been able to get his nose in front. And here he is at Happy Valley, going back from his wide stall here. It was barrier number 10. This race, of course, was won by Kaholo Angel, who jogged in after being a bit keen in the early stages and tracking wide. He tracked him into the race around the home turn here, did Captain Win. And look, he has been racing better in his last few starts. He's had 2 seconds, a third and a fourth behind some good enough types in Raging Blizzard, Harmony and Blessed and Kaholo Angel, but certainly like the way he was able to get home here over the final stages. But one that needs to be taken on trust, probably especially off a rating of 61.
Absolutely. He has been, as Tom said, racing well around Happy Valley, but while between wins for race 9, number 11, Captain Win, this week's last run reminder. Speaking of lasts, race number 10. And it's a Class 3 over the 1400 metres. Chuchow Spirit carries the top weight again. Young Achiever, he's been back to the trial since his debut, 50 stepping up in Trip 2. Patch of That has never missed a top 3 finish. Sky Heart carries an extra £6 for his last start win. Loyal Bobo comes back to the 1400 metres. Amazing Duck has the cheek pieces off and the visor on. Beauty Thunder makes his Hong Kong debut. Stella Swift wears cheek pieces for the first time, and Sunlight Power is a 3-time course and distance winner of a lightweight of 119. Leader here, Tom, Loyal Bobo.
Yeah, he's the natural leader in the race, and especially from a low draw, so the tempo should be relatively good here for Loyal Bobo. The one that's awkwardly drawn is Amazing Duck. He could get trapped wide here. He was one that was up near the pace again last time out. Beauty Glory was as well. Skyheart can certainly go forward from his good draw. And then you've got Beauty Thunder, who makes his Hong Kong debut. The other one that makes his Hong Kong debut is Kempes. We'll see where he ends up in the run, but he's coming into this with 2 wins over in Argentina prior to arriving.
Well, if you want to back the leader, you want to back Frankie Law, and here's his thoughts on Loyal Bobo. Frankie, Loyal Bobo last time, was that race run just a little too fast to suit him?
I think so, because last time I stepped to 1600. Maybe the distance may be a little bit long at this moment.
Straight back to 1400 metres, and you know he's proven at that trip.
Yes, you're right. I tried him last week, he tried good, so I think he can, 14 should be, at this moment, more suitable for him.
Everything going well in the trial. He likes to go forward in his races. Will you aim to go forward with him again this week?
Yeah, of course. You got a good draw, so jump first to see if we can easy to lead. Just leave him lead. If someone crazy, maybe let them go, yeah.
He's a horse that's always shown ability. Did his take a little while to mature, but he seems to be doing it well now?
Yes. You know, early this season, in the trial, he tried 1,000. He always good, but I raised him on 1,000. He's still not that fast, not like a sprinter. So we need to raise him 1-2 times, and then step to 12 and 14. I think at this moment, 14 should be the best distance for him, yeah.
Back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Flamingo Trillion's going really good races.
Yes. I think the horse still improved. You're only 4-year-old, and the horse has big stripe, and then he can lead in front, lead by himself, or he can follow the pace. And also, the jockeys are really good for him.
Derek Long's got on really well with him. Will you keep him at Happy Valley or see what's available at Sha Tin?
I think because next month I don't think they have a Happy Valley race, maybe to see back to Sha Tin, yeah.
Frankie Law there with a bit of information on a couple of his runners. Nick, we move on to Young Achiever, who's had 1 start in Hong Kong in possibly similar conditions to what he might be racing in on Sunday if the weather forecast is right. One thing he will appreciate, though, is the step up in distance.
Yeah, he certainly should, yeah. Look, he's come from a fair way back. He was only been a length and a half at the line here behind Solid Impact. So, look, it was a very eye-catching run. This over the 1,200 metres, of course, and he has had a trial since. Obviously, he's trialled quite nicely. Jamie Richards, Zach Purton teaming up, always worth following. Draws gate 1. So, look, there's a lot to like. Look, very competitive race this one time. He gets his chance.
Yeah, I wonder if they got back further than they had anticipated last time out, because he did get slightly squeezed at the start. He's not at his winning trip from overseas yet, which was 15 and 1,600 metres, and it's his actual first time trying 1,400 metres too.
It is indeed. He did win the German Guineas over that 1,600 metre trip at Cologne. To the 600 metre mark now we go, Tom, in this replay with Skyheart on the pace with Amazing Duck. Stella Swift has been back to the trials. Chuchow Spirit good after covering plenty of ground. And Patch of Theta, he's just a touch worse than midfield, but has been very, very consistent.
Well, Skyheart this time round has finally drawn a gate. He does go up £6 for that victory last time out over Chu Chow Spirit by a length and a quarter. And Chu Chow Spirit was really making good inroads over the final stages. You can see him in the green and the red and white sleeves down the outside with the blue headgear. So he's £6 better off with him. Patch of Theta, him and Magnificent Nine, Nick, had a decent old bumping duel down the straight, which wouldn't have helped his chances by any stretch.
No, not whatsoever. So, look, I think Patch of Theta's value for a little bit more, and look, he's drawn gate 9. Chu Chow Spirit, look, he's a hard-knocking Class 3 horse. He's got the sort of the form in the book, and I know he's no longer racing here, but he beat Global Harmony. That's good form.
It is indeed. As we move on, Nick, to more winning form. This is Beauty Glory last time, also over the distance of Sunday's race, 1,400 metres. It was Class 4. He is a two-time winner in this grade, however.
Yeah, look, he certainly recaptured some of that better form, didn't he, to go and win here? I mean, he was a whopping 70-1. So he was certainly unheralded as far as the market was concerned, and that was expected on some of those runs prior. So, look, he's refound his form. He's going back up to Class 3. If he's in the same form, Tom, he can certainly compete.
Well, punters had just dropped off him after a really, really unlucky run where he was bolting behind them and just couldn't get clear air. So there was no way he should have gone off it to 70-1. But I think this is a stronger, well, it is a stronger field, and he does have to step up here again. I think it might be tough, especially from the draw 10.
Couple down to the bottom of the book here, Tom. We've got Lost Child, who actually could have gone around in Class 4 if Michael Cheng had have wanted to, but has gone up with the lighter weight in this higher grade race. And the other one is Sunlight Power, who's back in the field, but he makes a little bit of late ground. He's in good form too.
He's his own worst enemy, this horse, because he wants to do a lot wrong. He was well back. He wanted to over-race. Well, he was well back as a consequence of being slow out, but does a bit wrong. Was right on the cusp of making it in.
Do you know, I could give a bit of a squeak to my namesake there. I thought he hit the line well, Lost Child.
OK, there's a wrap-up of that race, but who wins the last, Tom?
Yeah, in the last, Marquina on number 8, and that, of course, is Loyal Bobo. I think off the front he can dominate here for Frankie Law and Derek Long. 4 in for second, Patch of Theta. 3 for third, Young Achiever, and at number 7, Skyheart. But 8 on top in the last.
Yeah, I like Patch of Theta in this. I think he's value for a little bit more on the evidence of his run last time out. So he'll go on top over Young Achiever, who was running on strongly. Loyal Bobo back to the right sort of trip, and Chu Chow Spirit in my top 4 as well. 4, 3, 8, 1.
Couple of races previewed on today's show. All the races, however, previewed on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. We're near the end of the program. Tom, that means best bet time, please.
Best bet is race 8, number 7, Lucky Touch. I think a few things went against him last time out. The tempo of the race, and also he got quite severely checked coming off the back straight at about the 850 metres, but was able to make inroads here behind Lopan Spirit and also Awesome Treasure. The inside horse, of course, has been able to come out and win Awesome Treasure. So I think he can finally get his nose in front. Lucky Touch for Purton and Richards. He lines up in race number 8. Outside of that, Young Brilliant, Dennis Ship and Alice Wong. He's dropping in grade here. He trialled really well over 1650 on the all-weather recently, so watch out for him. And the play with Sunny de Best, who's got the big weight, Lucky Touch, and Super Unicorn running on last start.
Yeah, best bet for me coming up on the programme up early here. Race 3, number 3, Packing Treadmill. We heard from Lyle Hewitson on the show there. He's a really talented horse, this. Always gives his running. He's bumped into one far superior on this occasion in Kaiying Rising, but he was best of the rest here. And interesting that Lyle is really looking forward to riding him again over this trip of the 1,400 metres. He has won over the course and distance, and he's got a high cruising speed, and he's got a decent level of form. So I think he's value for the best on the programme. And race 7, number 14, the long shot Aero Invincible, down at the foot of the weights here. I think he's a chance. And the play, race 7, 3, 8, 14.
Going with Volcanic Spark, race 6, number 4, coming back to Sha Tin. Thought it would suit him better. Good draw, Brenton Avdella for Ricky Yu. Pakistan Friend had been trialling well, and he was okay when 4th last time too. Loves the 1,800 metres at Sha Tin. And the play, race 6, a QQP 1, 4 and 10. Diary's about to come up as it does. As you've noticed, Paul Lully's not here today, but we've received an email from a Doris Lully of Wellington asking for his tips. So Paul's mum, race 10, number 8, Loyal Bobo is the best. Race 2, number 6, Tai Hang Scenery is the long shot for Paul. The big one there is Sha Tin Sunday week with the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater, the final leg of the Triple Crown, but a bit to go before we get there, Nick.
It certainly is, yeah. Some good racing coming up this weekend, Tom.
Yep, really looking forward to it.
Just like Paul. That has been Racing to Win on behalf of Nick and Tom. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for the first on Sunday at 12:45.